Hello dear traders, you're watching the weekly review of financial markets with me, Anna Kasatkina. Last Friday's late afternoon burst of buying lifted the major US stock indices, which had spent much of the day sideways. The gains pushed the S&P 500 index and Nasdaq Composite to new closing highs. Both indices also set record highs last Tuesday. The S&P 500 rose to 2,939.88. The broad index is now up 17.3% this year. The Dow Jones Industrial Average eked out again, but ended the week slightly lower. On Friday, the Dow rose to 26,543.33. The Nasdaq Composite recovered from an early slide to 8,146.40. For the week, the Nasdaq gained 1.85%. The rally came as investors weighed a mixed bag of corporate earnings. Solid quarterly reports from Ford and Amazon helped lift the market. Weaker performances from Intel and ExxonMobil cut into the Dow's gains. Smaller company stocks fared better than the rest of the market, a bullish sign indicating that investors were more willing to take on risk. Also, investors were encouraged by a government report showing that the US economy grew at a solid 3.2% annual rate in the first 3 months of the year, a much bigger increase than expected. On Friday, gains in financial, healthcare and other sectors offset losses in technology stocks. Energy companies also fell as the price of the US crude oil slumped for the third straight day. ExxonMobil slid by 2.1% after the oil company's first quarter profit fell by half, missing forecasts due to more spending on oil production and lower margins in its refinery business. Exxon was a part of a broader slide in energy sector stocks Friday as the price of benchmark US crude oil fell 2.9% to settle at $63.30 a barrel. Meanwhile, Intel shares tumbled by 9% after the chip maker warned that weak demand in China will likely to continue through the current quarter. It slashed its forecast for the quarter and expects a drop in revenue for the year. This was Weekly Financial Review on Insta TV. Thanks for watching and stay tuned.